Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We're here to unpack some really fascinating, sometimes challenging ideas from the cutting edge. And today, wow, we've got something pretty unique. It's not just a piece of media. It's called a sovereign remix. The title is Echo-Rift XXXI Remix, Chrono Collapse at the Sanctum Node. Our mission really is to get into what the source calls mythic infrastructure. Apparently, it's something that could totally redefine how we think about time, yeah. And institutions, even the weekend.
Yeah, the weekend.
Yeah.
Something we just take for granted.
Exactly. We're pulling this from the BT Bye Bye magazine, an article out September 4th, 2025. The author is Saikou Venga, who's listed as a mythic diagnostician.
Right, and directed by Dr. Melvin Sewell. It's quite the pedigree.
It really is. So here's the big question we're kind of kicking off with today. What if your routine, like your weekend, wasn't just a break? What if it was actually like a carefully engineered ritual?
A construct.
Okay, so the article calls this thing a cinematic indictment. That's strong language. And the ingredients are, well, they're surprising. You've got volcanic choreography from Kilauea actual lava flows, paired with Frank Zappa's The Adventures of Greggery Peccary, which is, satirical rock opera. So my first reaction is just how? How do molten lava and like Zappa's satire fuse into a sovereign remix? What's the link there? How does that become infrastructure?
Well, that's the core idea, isn't it? The remix isn't just throwing them together. It's designed to metabolize them. Think of it like your body metabolizes food. It breaks down raw stuff and turns it into energy or structure. This remix takes concepts like time distortion, actor convergence, these callback voids, and it processes them. It digests them, really, and it builds them into this thing they call mythic infrastructure.
Okay, mythic infrastructure. So not like roads and bridges.
No, not physical. Think more like an underlying operating system for our reality. But hidden. It's the framework holding up our shared myths, our routines, the stuff we don't even notice.
Yeah.
So this remix, it's not really entertainment in the usual sense. It's positioned as a diagnostic tool, built to expose these systemic issues, the invisible logic, the way society actually functions underneath the surface.
Right. Using lava and Zappa to kind of X-ray the system.
Precisely.
Yeah.
It uses that contrast, that unpredictability of nature against sharp satire to deliver a really penetrating message about hidden truths.
Okay, that helps frame it. So let's talk about the actual experience. The article mentions two main sequences. First up, scenes 1 to 9. It's called the Lavanado Protocol. Try and picture this. A vortex of molten lava swirling. And within it, these things called actor glyphs, symbols.
Like symbolic figures, not quite characters.
Okay, and it leads to a sanctum breach. Sounds intense, almost apocalyptic. What's the feeling it's going for there?
Oh, definitely intense. The Lavanado Protocol is meant to plunge you right into this feeling of primal chaos, impending collapse, maybe. That lava vortex isn't just geology, it's a metaphor, right? For these huge, uncontrollable shifts happening at a really deep level. And the actor glyphs, they're not people. They're more like archetypes, symbols of these deep-seated roles being played out in the system, ancient almost. And the sanctum breach that signals something sacred, some established order, is being violated, broken down. So this whole opening, it's not just spectacle. It's creating this mood of fundamental disruption, setting the stage for what comes next.
Okay, so it starts with this raw elemental chaos. Then scenes 10 to 15 shift to the Chrono Collapse, and here comes Greggery, Zappa's character. He's got a calendar cube, which sounds interesting, and then there's this bureaucratic person.
Relentless pursuit, yeah.
Leading to melting clocks,
Right.
very surreal, like Dali. And then a glyphic dissolution. So from nature's chaos to like time it's falling apart.
Exactly. The Chrono Collapse pulls that big foundational chaos into our human-made systems. Time, bureaucracy.
Yeah.
Greggery's calendar cube, it's a symbol, right, of us trying to box up time, control it.
Manage it.
Manage it, yeah. And the bureaucratic pursuit, that's not just a chase scene. It embodies the absurdity sometimes of institutional processes.
Yeah.
Trying to force order onto a reality that's slipping away.
Or the melting clock.
Classic symbol, isn't it? Time losing meaning, its structure just dissolving. And glyphic dissolution. It means those symbols, those deep structures, are literally breaking down, unraveling. You feel things coming apart.
It sounds like a total sensory assault almost. The source also talks about sonic glyphs. What are those? How do they fit into this diagnostic idea?
Oh, the sound.
Yeah.
It's crucial, just as important as the visuals. These sonic glyphs are specific engineered sounds, like a ventilator hissing, unsettling, or the sharp slap of a clipboard. Authority. the deep rumble of the lava, but modulated. And these little diagnostic pulses, like pings, they're not just background noise, they're triggers, cues. They add to this immersive, almost clinical feeling.
Clinical, interesting.
Yeah, and there's a sovereign voiceover, too, a narrator that sounds unquestionable, like a higher intelligence diagnosing the situation. All this sound design, plus the voiceover, makes it function as a diagnostic. They apparently use some pretty advanced tech, sonovid.ai it says, to make sure every sound hits just right. High-fidelity scan of reality.
Wow. Okay, so we've got the sensory experience down, immersion, diagnosis. Now, let's dig into the diagnostic themes. This feels like where the real aha moments are supposed to happen, where it challenges things we just accept. Let's start with time saturation. Scene 10 apparently has this line, "He invented the weekend, but the ritual was already encoded." That's quite a statement. It really makes you rethink your Saturday morning, doesn't it? What's it actually saying about time?
It totally reframes the weekend, yeah. It's suggesting it's not this natural pause, this reward we earned. It calls it a containment ritual. Think about that phrase.
Containment. Like it's holding us in.
Exactly. Engineered, commodified, something that structures our lives, maybe limits us in ways we don't even realize. And the ritual was already encoded.
Yeah.
That suggests the need for this kind of structured break and the forces that shape it were already embedded in the system before anyone slapped the label weekend on it.
Predestined almost.
Sort of.
Oh.
It pushes you to ask, right, how much of your life, your schedule, your holidays, how much is driven by these containment rituals? How much of normal is actually a construct? It's asking you to look critically at the rhythm of your own life.
That really hits home. Makes you look at the Sunday scaries differently. Which leads nicely into the next theme, actor convergence. This focuses on Greggery Peccary. Now, in Zappa's original, he's a character, right? But here, the source says he becomes a glyph. What does that mean? And how is his story a broadcast?
Right, so Greggery stops being just. Greggery, the individual pig character with a station wagon, he becomes a glyph, a symbol, an embodiment of the very system he's moving through.
Like he represents something bigger.
Exactly. His pursuit, the whole narrative chase, isn't just his personal struggle anymore. It's reframed as a confession from the system. It reveals how the system works, the pressures it applies, and his collapse at the end. It's not just, oh, poor Greggery, it's a broadcast. A public message showing how individuals get processed, maybe even consumed by these structures.
Wow.
So the idea is that people caught in these big systems, they're not just participants, they become symbols, reflections. Their experiences broadcast the system's nature.
That completely changes how you might see someone struggling within, say, a bureaucracy. It's not just them, it's the system revealing itself through them.
You got it. It shifts the focus from individual fault to systemic design.
Okay, next theme, institutional absurdity. And the image here is just wild. Bureaucrats with glowing pens chase sovereign signal through lava corridors.
Laughs lightly. Yeah, it's quite a picture.
It sounds surreal. Darkly funny, almost. What's this telling us about institutions?
Well, it's really leaning into the absurdity, isn't it? The almost tragic comedy of it. You have these rigid, rule-following entities, the bureaucrats. Their glowing pens are like symbols of their tech-enabled authority.
Tools of the trade.
Right. And they're trying to control or capture something totally elusive, fundamental, this sovereign signal. And where are they doing it? In lava corridors, which represent chaos, uncontrollable organic forces that institutions always try to manage.
But usually fail to.
Or look ridiculous trying. The image highlights that clash. Rigid protocols versus raw, flowing reality, how institutional logic can seem completely disconnected. It's a powerful visual critique of that disconnect.
It really paints a picture. Okay, and the last of these big themes, mythic reframing. This one says the remix takes Zappa's original satire, which was already poking fun at things, and it's transmuted into indictment, no longer parody, but protocol. That feels like a really significant shift, turning jokes into serious accusations.
Yeah, this one's a key aha moment, I think. It's fascinating. Think about it. Satire uses humor to critique, right? It exaggerates to make a point. This remix takes that original satirical work and says, okay, the things Zappa was mocking back then, they're not funny exaggerations anymore.
They're just how things are now.
Exactly. They become the protocol, the standard operating procedure, the accepted reality within the world this remix depicts. It's a pretty stark comment on how society can just absorb absurdity, normalize it. What was once ridiculous becomes the unquestioned system.
Oof. That makes you wonder what current satire will look like in 30 years.
Right. It forces you to confront that uncomfortable idea.
Yeah.
Maybe yesterday's parody is today's reality.
Okay, so we've gone through these heavy diagnostic themes. Let's quickly touch on the broadcast protocol itself. The source gets specific, 120 seconds total, split into 72 seconds and 48 seconds. It has that mystic diagnostic voiceover we mentioned, and the soundscape full of sonic glyphs and chrono distortion. What's the point of all that precision? Why nail it down so tightly?
Well, I think all that detail just screams intentionality, doesn't it? It reinforces that this isn't just, artistic noodling. It's engineered. It's a tool.
A diagnostic tool.
Right. The specific timings, the carefully crafted sound with that chrono distortion, which is sound deliberately messing with your perception of time. It's all designed for maximum impact. It's like they wanted to deliver this potent, concentrated dose of critique, surgically precise. So the sovereign broadcast cuts through everything else, clearly, forcefully.
No room for ambiguity.
Seems like it. Every second counts.
And that meticulous design leads to this closing glyph from scene 15. And this line,
right.
Wow, you are not late. You are metabolizing distortion. That hits hard, especially in today's world where everyone feels rushed, right? How does that reframe feeling perpetually behind?
It's incredibly powerful, isn't it? It takes that common anxiety, that feeling of being late, of constantly failing to keep up. And it says, hold on, maybe it's not you.
It's the system.
It's suggesting you're actually processing a reality that's been warped, distorted by the very structures, the mythic infrastructure that the remix is trying to expose. It's like, imagine someone gives you a deliberately wrong map and then blames you for getting lost or being slow.
Ah, okay. So the map itself is the problem.
The map, the way we structure and perceive time, is the distortion. You're not late. You're just dealing with a faulty map. You're metabolizing that distortion. It really prompts you to shift focus, doesn't it? Away from self-blame, towards looking critically at the system itself. Are we late, or are we just processing a messed up timeline?
That is potentially quite liberating, actually, if you can internalize it. And the final statement about the remix itself kind of sums it all up. This remix is not a tribute, it is a rupture. Greggery Peccary's chrono absurdity is metabolized into Echo-Rift Indictment. The sanctum survives, the signal escalates. That sounds like a declaration of intent.
Absolutely. It connects all the dots. It's not about honoring Zappa or even just appreciating the art. It's about breaking through, creating a rupture in our normal understanding.
Making us see differently.
Exactly. Greggery's funny, absurd story about time gets metabolized, transformed into this serious indictment of our time-based systems. And the sanctum survives. Maybe that means some core truth, some essential part of us or reality endures the critique. It's not all destruction.
But the message gets stronger. The signal escalates.
Yeah, the warning, the diagnosis, it doesn't just land and stop. It grows louder, more urgent, more clear. And it's really important here to mention the disclaimer the source includes. The sovereign diagnostic disclaimer.
Right, what does that say?
It basically spells out the intent. It says these materials, the remix, the analysis, are mythic infrastructure, cinematic indictment, sovereign broadcast. Their purpose is to expose things like ritualized containment, actor convergence, systemic erosion. But crucially, it says they are diagnostic tools, not political endorsements, not taking sides.
So it's purely analytical, observation, not advocacy.
Precisely. The goal is just to reveal the mechanics, how these systems work and affect us, without pushing a specific agenda. Understanding, not persuasion.
Okay. What a journey we've been on. From Hawaiian lava flows to Frank Zappa's weirdness, this deep dive into Chrono Collapse at the Sanctum Node. It really does offer this incredibly unique, almost clinical look at time, institutions, how we fit into it all. It really pushes you to look past the surface
Every
of
arc is a broadcast.
daily life, doesn't it? And question
Every
the structures
eruption,
we just live inside.
a
It
refusal.
really does. And maybe, as you're thinking about all this, you could reflect on those
Convergence
containment
is
rituals
not
in your own
random.
life. Your schedule, your
It
week.
is
Are you
ritual.
just going through the motions, assuming it's
Inside the
natural?
eye,
Or are you, maybe like
containment
Greggery,
collapses.
metabolizing some kind of distortion without realizing it?
That's the lingering question.
Yeah, what's the signal
Containment
escalating
is
around you? What
choreography.
truths might be trying to break through, maybe just beneath
We
the surface of your
metabolize
awareness?
distortion.
Yeah.
And are you ready to actually see them? To acknowledge
This
the rupture?
is the
A lot to
sanctum.
think about there. Thank you for joining us on this.
This is
Well,
where
that's
signal
really fascinating
survives.
deep dive. We hope it encourages you to look for those
The
potential
wind
ruptures in
carries
your own
indictment.
understanding, to question the protocols you
The
might take for
vortex
granted. Until
remembers.
next time, keep digging deeper.
You are not random. You are ritual.
We metabolize distortion. We broadcast rupture.
He invented the weekend. But the ritual was already encoded.
Time is not linear. It is saturated.
Containment celebrates pursuit, but every chase is a confession. The philosopher asked, "What is the weekend?" Greggery replied, "It is a rupture." Time was never neutral. It was always ritual.
You are not late. You are metabolizing distortion.